still in the...
Yep, go and investigate those big gaps in the fence.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. I was like, I completely forgot what the fuck we were doing.
Sean, I'm sorry. Maybe you already did this, and I apologize if I missed it. Can you tell me the layout? Like, are the nobles all opposite the side of the city where everyone was running towards the surface to get away? Is it like a complete 180 across the city, or is it not laid out like that at all?
The nobles are kind of interspersed. The closer to the Temple of Lolth seems to be the bigger complexes, and things slowly sort of spiral out from there.
So it's not like the nobles with the gaps in the walls are in any one direction.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go investigate those buildings then. That's about the
Yeah.
odd thing we've
Yeah.
found so far. I mean, aside from you.
Well, investigating the gaps in the walls or the buildings themselves?
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
both.
If anyone's gonna have a panic room that works, it'll be the nobles.
That's true.
I'm actually thinking something completely different, but I'd still want to see inside the houses.
Were we thinking ethnic?
I'm not sure exactly what to call it yet, but I have a theory.
Woo, 5!
Okay. That was my
And I do still get advantage because I haven't turned back yet.
18.
Crit.
Ooh.
Matt, tell us about the walls.
Yeah.
Well, I have my magnifying glass out.
Ah. Nine
Wow.
foot tall metal man as a magnifying glass.
I wear Tarek like a Sherlock Holmes hat.
That was perfect. I'll give you that. But you look at the walls, and it seems almost like whatever touched them, it looks almost as if the walls were just gone after whatever hit them.
Disintegration.
Less that, more it seems like the walls, they just simply got pushed out of the way.
So, like if a druid split the earth and carved it out, like.
Yep.
All right, we go with that.
Okay. So we're against metal benders.
It's a stone wall.
God damn it.
Oh,
Yeah.
earthbenders.
So we're against earthbenders.
All right. What about inside one of the house, whichever one we're investigating? What about inside the house?
Yeah.
Anything unusual?
I mean, do we see any marks at all?
Huh?
Do we see any marks? Claw marks, blood, anything?
There doesn't appear to be anything, though. The house has been thoroughly ruined. It
Also-
looks like,
I was talking by the gate.
oh, well, there doesn't appear to be. But,
So what, these things were flying?
Hang on. Let's hear what he has to say about the house too.
the house itself just seems like thoroughly ruined. But there are no bodies anywhere.
Nothing that would conjure creatures. I don't know how magic works. Sigils wise, anything like that. Nothing like that out of the ordinary anywhere.
It's just somatic components and a verbal incantation to just summon a creature.
Well, I know like teleportation involves drawing a circle. I didn't know if summoning
Kind of,
a wolf would involve that.
No.
It really
not,
depends,
Not
but
summoning
not really.
monsters.
I mean, we don't know for sure.
I don't know at all. That's why I was looking.
Got a pretty good idea of how magic works.
This is
Mm.
also
Not a
pretty
great one, but a pretty good
metagamey.
idea.
We don't know how. Like, why'd they have to go through that wall either? There's
Well, yeah,
also
that
no
I don't
tracks.
know.
Well,
Wolves
what
killed
I-
these people, but there are no tracks of anything stepping on this earth.
They were not normal wolves. Normal wolves would not be down here. I feel like that much we can accept.
And
My
our
idea
smell.
was if they were summoned from these houses and started here and ran through, made the holes in the walls, and
Oh,
chased
that's-
everyone out of the city. So they came from all sides, chased everyone out of the city, and then let them get as far as that one tunnel and eviscerated everyone. That was what I was picturing, was that somebody was pawned into summoning these animals in all these houses.
Well, I don't know about pond. It seems like this is pretty deliberate. And,
There is
Well,
no accident.
and if we add on top of that what happened in the Church of Lolth,
Mm.
Yeah.
that's
It's strange.
We have
Very.
more questions than answers.
Exactly.
We need to go into the
We-
houses. We need to go
Find
into the
more,
houses.
yeah, we need to find more answers.
I still wanna go
can we-
to that
can we,
central
Can we just
building.
like take 20 and start searching buildings?
Yeah, I'd like that.
all right, Jackie, you take Scooby. That's what-
I
Damn
need one perception check. Just one.
Oh,
Only
just
one from one person. Just one.
How
Nix-
a treat, he gets advantage.
Yeah.
So does Nix.
Ledger's
Oh,
got
God,
it.
Ledger's got it.
Yeah.
I was so terrified that was gonna be low.
All of you begin searching through, taking a good few hours, searching through the various houses, going through anything, until Ledger, you stumble across what would be a study, essentially.
Ooh.
Lying open on one of the desks that hasn't been ruined is a book. The ink is dry by this point in time in the little well next to it, but it looks like whoever was writing into it was in the middle of something.
Okay. I'm assuming it's written in Undercommon.
Correct.
And the wizard is gone. Son of a bitch.
More
Well,
things to translate. Just take it.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it with me.
actually, are there any other interesting books here either?
I don't know. Was that the only one of any interest?
That
Like-
was sort of the main thing of interest. Everything else seems to either be gone or just either broken.
Here, throw it in the bag.
Give it a trick.
So
She's gotta get some
we
translation.
found a book so far.
We
Just-
found a
just-
book
just-
that was
just-
being written during the event.
over the several hours we combed the city.
Well, let me ask you this, Sean. Just before I close it up and hand it to her, does the last thing that's written on the page look as though it's messy? Like it was smeared off, something attacked the person, or is it like a complete, or at least a neat and tidy end of a word?
A beast
It
of
looks like they stopped in the middle of it, but that they in the middle of something, but that it doesn't have like a smear. Maybe
So we can't
perhaps
tell.
someone stopped and got up from it in order to investigate something.
So it's
Okay.
not like that scene in Lord of the Rings. They're coming.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
I
It's
would
like,
think- I
it's
would
like the
Monty
last
Python.
one was written like messy.
I went Monty Python and went the beast of ah.
No, I was picturing like if this person, was involved in it or not involved in it, we couldn't tell. But if there was a smear on the page and they were dragged away from this, but if that's not the case, then we have no idea. All right, so we'll just ask the wizard to translate it all when we get back and settled and everything. But in the meantime, do we want to keep looking? Do we want to put all our eggs in one basket and assume the book will tell us everything?
I still want to go
I
to
wanna
the
find
central
something.
building.
Yeah, we need to look for this governmental building and see what's going on in there.
I'm curious. If the Underking owns this city, or at least wants to know about it, are we to assume he has domain over it? And if so, why would we think there's some sort of central building government-wise here?
I don't think.
He's
I don't
the
think that-
king
I
of
don't
the
think that was a thing.
Undercity, not
Yeah,
the
not the
underground.
Undercity, not the Underdark. Yeah, not the Underdark. So I feel like this is a competitor, and his competitor disappeared, and he'd probably like to know why. Because he also inhabits an underground city. He would
Because
probably
there's a
not
recent
like
fight
to.
shoring up
Okay, so it wasn't where did
I-
my people go? It was a what the hell's coming for me next. Okay.
Exactly. I think there's a
that
little
makes more
more
sense.
self-interest than
Yeah.
Okay.
defense of the city.
But we don't know because we can't.
He's
ask
in New
questions.
York.
Right,
Vermont
right.
just went dark. That's what happened.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
Vermont just went dark. Yeah, nobody
I'll
cares
buy
about
that for $1. Okay, so we take the book.
Terminator. No, fuck.
We take the book and well, you said that took hours. Do we want to go? Let me see if there's logic behind this. Do we want to go further into the tunnels opposite their retreat that didn't work out? Deeper in. Do we want to do that, or do we want to just take the book and
Like
poke
like-
around the city some more?
the
I'd like
ones
to look
we
around the city
passed.
somewhere.
So I would like to look around the city some more. But do you mean the tunnels that we passed coming down here?
No, I
Or-
mean like on the other end of the city,
Oh,
heading
okay.
the
So
other
like
way.
the things that are going into the Underdark.
Unless
Yeah.
we have evidence that says there's something there, I would say
Yeah,
no,
I don't. I
'cause
don't
the
think
Underdark
Underdark is
is
a
deep.
scary place.
You think it's just in the city? We'll find some.
I mean, I just don't.
I think we'll find our clues here because this is basically where it happened, and
Fair enough.
If
it appears that wolves have done whatever it is, and it would have to have been a lot of wolves to run a city out, and we've found no trace of there being wolves, and we know for a fact that wolves don't typically wander the Underdark. So
And
if-
magic.
they were probably conjured creatures.
Yeah.
And a lot of
if
them.
whatever was conjuring them came from the Underdark, unless we have like 100% reason to, I don't think there's reason for us to go deeper.
I don't think there's reason for us to go finding a thing that can
Yeah,
summon
exactly.
a city's worth of dire wolves to chase and
No.
kill.
The Underdark is a place we do not want to.
Fair enough. I believe you, Ledger, is on board with that.
Right,
So I guess we're just poking around the other city buildings looking for something official looking.
I want to go to that large building in the center.
The obelisk?
It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's an.
No, it was the college. I think Sean said.
We were in there, right?
No, we haven't gone there yet.
The academy, we haven't gone
Academy.
there.
Oh, we didn't go in. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
we're still in the part that still has magic.
Okay.
The
Alright,
central
let's
has
try
no
that.
magic. It's dark.
I'm down to check out the academy. Yeah.
Me too. So,
That's
Alright.
cool.
We go.
You managed to make your way over. You managed to make your way over to the academy, where once again it seems like it's completely empty. This one a little more so because it seems like it wasn't actually attacked.
Huh.
Okay.
It seems like it's a bit of a mess, but more along the lines of like people were running out of it.
What is this an academy of?
You could tell that
Witchcraft
based off of what
Great.
little you know, that there's where they trained their warriors.
Magic or melee?
Meg.
Or okay.
I mean, we should at least
All
explore.
right, so does it look like the warriors were fleeing?
Based off of the amount of empty weapons, no.
Okay,
Like there are no weapons racks that have anything on them.
so they tried to fight.
But there's no bodies.
Or they aided the conjured wolves. There were slash marks in people that came from a weapon.
That's true.
Dark thought.
So you said there's no evidence of drow weaponry left over here?
Right.
Not a damn thing. Not something.
I was about to say, who's gonna roll it?
Anything at all?
There is nothing.
God damn it. Let's see if
Guys,
we
there's
can
nothing
find-
here.
I was trying to see if we could find a weapon to match up the weapon
Yeah,
marks.
attack, yeah.
Well, they would have been on the soldier bodies we saw outside.
Yeah, we did see a few
Yeah.
guards. That's true.
Okay, so I just want to look around the place then. Do you want perception or investigation?
What are you doing again?
Look around the place.
All right, that's going to be an investigation.
I mean, I'm curious. I
13.
also want to go to the top.
Oh god, back is killing me.
You slowly investigate, but you see that it looks like people left in a hurry. There are scrolls strewn everywhere. There's various sort of like scabbards laying about from people who simply drew their blades and threw the sheaths away. And eventually you can just see that there is almost truly nothing in this place.
So they saw it coming. Whatever the hell hit this city, they saw it coming.
at least enough to start an evacuation.
Which would have been several minutes, if not a full hour. hell happened here? I don't know. How
The
high
only
should I
information
get?
we've gotten out of this, any out of all of this, is that little girl. So I think we should just.
Well, hang on.
And the book.
Trick, let me see that book.
You don't-
Okay, I pass it over.
I cast comprehend language.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I said it like 4 times. I had that spell.
Yeah, but you didn't want to waste it if we could wait. But we're not finding anything else. I
It's
get
also a ritual.
it. So
Means you can cast it for free.
Means that I
Oh.
can also cast it by doing this. So I do that. What do I read from the book? Fair Dungeon
It
Master.
seems like it's a journal of sort of like day-to-day life in the city. From what you can tell, it appears that this was a sort of a scholar of this particular noble house. It's just sort of recounting the various things, slaves that were bought, few notable holidays eventually. And as you get to the back, you can see that there was an occasion of a surface dweller coming and visiting the city.
Oh, good.
He was looking to sell someone.
Okay.
From what they could tell, he was a boy, probably maybe potentially 18 years old human.
Not the child we found.
no, we found
No.
a girl and she was
Okay.
a drow.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And many of the guards and the various nobles were skeptical, but the man who sold him was very keen on getting rid of him.
So,
He describes the man as sort of
damaged
shifty,
goods.
various sort of understood their language easily and seemed to know things that they hadn't revealed.
Like about Drowish culture, or
Yeah. He
Okay.
basically, from what it can tell, he understood their practices so perfectly that nobody really messed with him.
hey, Tarek, I think Bajir was down here selling people.
Does it describe the surface dweller?
Does that sound like something? Sound like something
Yeah.
he would do?
It does describe the seller as a human.
Was he
No,
wearing a
drow.
hat?
Yeah, was he wearing a weird hat?
He was wearing a cloak.
It wasn't Bajor.
Does it describe the slave? Or the person he was selling, I guess?
Yeah, besides an 18-year-old human.
18-year-old, sort of scrawny, wore some kind of leather armor.
Leather armor.
Specifically, I'm asking hair color by any chance?
That doesn't really describe him in that detail.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Anything else? You said like
Anything
there's a
else to
part
look?
that got finished off real quick.
It says that he was to be evaluated.
Uh-huh.
The
In-
kid. Sorry.
It
Kid.
says he was to be evaluated and sent to likely a mine or something. And there is a stop that says, who knows what secrets that he must.
What? Oh.
That he must what?
Exactly, that's the last word.
No, I think we heard him curse and he misplaced his note.
Secrets.
He must
Blarg.
cuts off. No.
Learn.
Ah.
He must use the force.
Alright.
Wait, did we
I'm
just
under the
lose Sean?
impression that Sean just had to step away for a second.
Yeah.
No, that's where it ends.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
Shit.
it cuts off in the middle of a line.
All right.
Oh, so many mysteries surround us. God damn.
Yeah. That became useful to useless real damn quick.
It's more than we had.
It is.
So,
Well, we've got a description of what came down here. We have an idea of what happened. We don't know who did what. We've got a passable
it's okay.
physical description.
So the girl said cloaked man, the thing said cloak, so obviously those are the same. Well, not obviously, I guess, but most likely those are the same thing, right?
Right.
Possible.
Do you think the boy was a plant? A spy to tell him about? No, he already knew everything.
Well, he
about
knew the
the
I
powers.
don't think. I think he was just. I think he just kidnapped some kid and brought him in as a slave, and that was his way into the city.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was his in, not
This was
necessarily
just his way in.
What?
Or the kid is what did it.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
So we need to talk.
If
we
this
need
is
to
the
talk to
same
little
cloaked
girl.
man, you
Well-
saw the marble god.
I'm just saying our witness has put forward a cloaked figure as what did
Well,
most of this, right?
Consider what Artak said before. A cloaked figure is a cloaked figure until you describe him some other way. But also consider the visions we saw in that dungeon were of a wronged child who wanted power. So I think it's very plausible that the boy who he sold here may have been behind this and just put on a cloak.
That's why I was asking about the hair color, because if I remember correctly, he was an orange-haired boy that we saw.
It was a red-haired girl and a dark-haired boy. But it couldn't have been the same boy. It couldn't have been the same boy in both places. He was 18 when he glued all those people to the tree. Ish. 18-ish. So we're dealing... Well, if there are 4 sovereigns, it's 4 wronged young men who wanted power.
But you're also 18 for a year, so it's not like... A lot
guess,
could have happened.
This is also a place that doesn't have photo ID yet.
I don't know. I feel like being the same as the dungeons, the same individual, is harder than assuming it's another one.
Yeah, I'd agree on
I don't know.
Let's just chalk it up to the guy's an asshole, and an asshole came here and did something.
Maybe the Underking will have some light to shed. Maybe they're going to try and pull the same thing with him. We'll ask him if a surface dweller has come trying to sell a kid.
Yeah?
Wouldn't
That's
hurt.
good. That's good.
I mean, Sean. Please don't make me speak up.
What?
Is there any way, while Coke can understand languages, be able to discern where a slave would be authenticated?
There's street signs?
Okay.
If we're in a garrison, they would have a map. And if we were near a market, they would have a slave trader.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Signs?
Yeah, I think-
No. But you might be able to determine simply by going to the market where slaves may be.
Let's see if we
This
can
Is that
find
the
another
kind of
book.
thing-
auction. This way
Is
to
that-
slave auction.
Yeah.
Well, why not? They would have to keep books, wouldn't they? Bought
Yeah.
and sold?
That makes sense.
I like it. Let's go.
Alright.
You make your way to the market, finding that most everything has been ransacked, in the sense that at least it's been turned about and destroyed. You do manage to find a small area where there are lots and lots of empty manacles.
What?
But it doesn't look like a dungeon.
It's
It
not a
looks like-
dungeon. It looks like maybe this is where people were getting auctioned off.
Does it look like
Okay.
the slaves were freed?
Or did they break free?
Or they just didn't have any that day.
No.
The manacles are empty, but they are not unlocked.
Okay.
Oh.
Poke around. Do we see a book anywhere?
I'm
see
examining the
hands?
lock.
Papers, anything?
Make an investigation check.
And I'm using my
Here.
magnifying glass. I'm on the locks. I don't care about the building.
Right.
It's like
You're looking at the locks.
I'm looking at the
Yeah.
locks to see what happened with my magnifying glass. Well, it doesn't matter.
You look at the locks and you can just see that they are firmly locked in place.
They're indeed locks.
All right. I'm looking around for any paperwork or anything that might look like, what the hell's the word for it?
Ledgers.
Documentation.
A ledger?
I guess. Account records or something.
Found
Shut
it.
up. Shut up.
Nailed
Account
it.
records or something. Paperwork, a book, whatever would keep record of bought and sold prices, whatever they have.
Mm.
That's an investigation too.
That is an investigation, yes.
This is
And I would-
non-proficient, guys. Yep.
I want to see if I can smell anything useful while I'm still in direwolf form.
All right. You can't really smell anything in this area. Even it just the whole area seems muted, as if something overrode everything and just left with nothing.
That's interesting.
Can I make an Arcana check and see if I like did sense any magic in the area?
All right.
Is there such a thing as magical residue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, there is.
It'll linger. Like,
Every spell leaves a mark. It just depends on
Yeah.
the severity of the mark. Depends on the level of the spell or
Yep.
effect.
Yeah. Pull out
A lot
the
of the
crits,
time.
Bard.
Well,
Uh,
a lot of the time, area effects will like leave a lingering sense of magic. So
not a crit.
I'll help you look.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Nope, I'm
Nope.
not any help.
There is a lack of a presence here.
Okay, so like how the
It's devoid of magic.
it's is it actually
Yeah.
devoid of magic, kind of like the opposite of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the lights didn't go out because someone didn't pay the bill. They went out because someone stole the damn power plant.
or dispelled it at the very least.
Does my comprehend language spell run out while we're doing it as we walked in here?
No, you still have it for now.
Okay.
Or something just
For
took
now.
it away.
Isn't it like an hour?
Yeah, it's an hour.
It
you
is.
guys
If
haven't
you walk
spent
into a
that
null
one.
magic zone, it goes away.
You still have it though.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was. That was a reaffirm. All right. Well, I mean, did Ledger find any kind of documentation? Can I look around for documentation as well?
You probably need to look around too.
It's like, yeah, you're on.
I mean, you're the one
You're
who
on
can.
your own.
You're the one who can read the book. This should be like really good for you.
There we
Funny.
go.
Toad, you notice that there doesn't seem to be any documentation around, but you begin to look around. You look around again. You look around one more time to confirm what your thoughts may be. There is a small circle around you. Like around this area.
What the? How large?
I'm sorry.
And
did you say a small
everything-
circle?
Like sort of a circle where there's no destruction.
Oh.
Like there's things vanished, but there's nothing broken. And as you look out to the marketplace around you, everything goes out. All of the destruction goes out away
Ground
from this
zero.
area.
You found ground zero.
Then it was the boy.
Or the slave, or the
The boy
slave
is trying
master
to
with the
sell.
boy.
Wait, I didn't hear you over someone's child. What?
It was either the boy or perhaps someone looking for the boy.
Or the cloaked man.
What I'm
just
saying
made
is we haven't disproven either of the suspects.
Right.
Neither one of them are disproven right now because it's very likely that the slave master, the person trying to sell off the boy, was also in this area, attempting to do so.
Sean, is it a magic circle or just a calm circle?
It's just like a circle of calm. It's not like a literal circle.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing to identify.
So,
Okay, so there's this area is devoid of magic, basically like. How to best describe that? This is basically a crater of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so. Allow me to hypothesize. Guy brings in his kid.
Did I
Knows
find
all
anything else in my investigation?
Huh? What?
Go. Yeah.
Is that a nope? All right.
I didn't hear you.
I was asking if I found anything else with my investigation.
No, you didn't find anything else.
Okay. There's no like. There's no like message scrawled in the dirt.
The one who killed me was. No.
It was the one-armed man.
So, it sounds like to me, if this is the cloak man, he brought his next protege in, wanted to sell him, because he had armor on, he didn't want him getting killed. Brought him here to the center of everything. Removed the magic. No wards, no bonds, nothing. Only physical defense. Pitiful at that. And then he unleashed something. Possibly these wolves. If I were to guess, pointing at the manacles, I bet the previous slaves were those wolves. And they were just destroyed when they were done. I bet this guy's got a new thing up his sleeve.
I
The
don't
Marble
know.
God was interesting.
I have to
This
admit,
is better.
the slaves as wolf theory has merit because the manacles weren't opened. Why would they be closed if they weren't around someone's wrists? And if they were transformed, they
would
would
just
be able to slip out.
That's true, but aren't like most wolf legs about the same thickness as your wrist?
depends on the slaves.
Or the wolves.
Yeah, but the paws aren't the same size as human hands.
There's no
Yeah, that
tracks
whole
either.
That thumb joint thing is pretty much what screws us. I mean, there's also an idea that in the middle of the shift, they'd be able to pull through, come out of them, and finish shifting on the ground while things are forming. We don't know the logistics of
There are
it, but
no
I think this
tracks.
idea is, well, if they're conjured,
It-
anything could be wiped.
Or they were not ethereal.
Oh, wait, wouldn't even something that's conjured leave footprints or tracks?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, like
This feels more like something became a spirit.
Yeah.
Something that had enough physical to attack, but
But not
would
enough to
only
leave footprints.
have a weakness to magic. This was a this was a perfect assault. Nothing could have gone wrong.
Nyx turns back in order to report her findings. Basically, she doesn't believe these were actual physical wolves at all because they left no fur, no tracks, no smell, nothing.
There was nothing physical that attacked
So
these
it couldn't have
people.
been a conjured animal, a conjured, or a polymorphed
No.
wolf either, because those would still give off those markings. So
and a polymorph. I mean, if slaves are polymorph,
Yeah, if slaves had been polymorphed, there would have been tracks.
well, not only just
that
tracks,
and,
like you still would have they still would have lost some manner of fur on the manacles trying to
Yeah.
pull their paws out of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There'd be evidence of a physical wolf if they had
Right.
been polymorphed into a wolf. I get what you're saying. I'm just not good at recapping. Well, is there such a thing as an astral animal?
there are,
Yes, but
They
they
wouldn't
still
even
tend
need to be
follow-
astral.
but they'll still leave a mark, right? There's no like.
Yeah, no, conjured creatures still like if you summon an infernal creature or a celestial creature, they still physically impact the world. This is more spiritual in nature.
Unless it was Zeus.
I think we're concentrating too much on these wolves, honestly.
Yeah, I
the
think
wolves
so.
are a byproduct of what actually happened.
Well,
Yeah,
ha-
I think he's right.
I don't know. I've thought it was a means to an end. If we figure out how the wolves were made and what they're made of, then we have a better idea of what did it. But
This
you're
ledger,
right. This is a lot to linger on.
this ledger, a wizard did it. A quite literal wizard did it.
I like where we went with that.
That still
Well-
doesn't answer any of our questions.
No,
Well,
No, it doesn't.
where else can we look?
we can't.
Don't. I think we've.
At this
We
point,
found ground zero and we have no answers.
We've pretty much exhausted it, yeah.
no, we got everything we could. The
Oh, we
book
can go
is
talk to
great.
the Under King
The
and get
child's
that done.
better.
Well,
He
we
did-
have
he did
we
promise
have
to.
until tomorrow for Starlight to come back. She gave us 24 hours.
All right,
So
well,
we're
do,
here until tomorrow.
do we want to go investigate some of the other passages down the hallway then?
I would
Yeah, I think
prefer
we should
not
go-
to.
Rather than going deeper into the Underdark, I say we go back up the way we came and check out those tunnels.
That's what I was saying.
There's both.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Okay.
I would wager a guess. If nothing's in a tunnel for very long, something will go in it. It won't be very
Well-
long until the smell of meat flows down these tunnels and something big comes in. Or just
Yeah,
something
well-
hungry that the drow kept at bay.
All right,
yeah,
well,
but the
let's
fact
go-
that
let's
it
go look.
hasn't yet means there's something very,
Means
very
something
wrong.
scared them.
Yeah, it has been several days, right? So
Yeah.
Like 3 days.
wow.
And there's
yeah,
thousands of
right.
bodies that are untouched except by wolves and a couple of blades.
Yeah, when they were attacked
That-
initially.
Whatever. I say we're here for a day. We might as well go look up at those tunnels. Honestly.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I'd hate to be that type of individual, but I wouldn't want to see good metal go to waste. They had to mine somewhere.
All right, let's go.
Sure.
So where exactly are you going?
So we're going
Back-
back up and taking one of the different routes. Like, how many was there? Like what? Like 3, 4 different tunnels, or was it like
There was quite a few.
quite a few?
I'd say probably a dozen that you passed by.
Oh
With
shit!
the party.
No.
That makes me think like they all roads lead back to Rome.
Could Nyx use the earth sense that she learned to see if there was anything interesting in a certain direction?
You could attempt
something
that,
to
yes.
Okay. Would that be perception, investigation?
Make it a perception check.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Damn, all these 20s. Unmodded,
You knock
but
on
still 20s.
You knock on something right now. Thank
you sort of sit down and you begin to meditate for a moment before you reach out with your mind and begin to explore these tunnels a little bit. And what you see is that even searching back into the city and around it, the city is quiet for a solid mile around it. And that's just by like extending your senses as far as you can. There is no living thing a mile around the city.
That is just a little bit creepy.
Are we a mile beneath the surface?
We have- it took
More
us
than
2
that,
hours.
but
Okay,
Yeah,
damn.
we have to
You had to remind me, right?
I was trying to say, like, did even the surface know?
huh?
He's
He
just
meant,
saying,
did
the
it
effects
affect
reach
the
the
surface?
surface?
It didn't reach the surface.
Yeah, no. So,
Okay, so she comes out of it, kind of shakes off the effect, and just says, there is nothing in the city or a mile radius radiating out from it. There's nothing living.
Something absolutely terrified every living thing around this place.
How did Golvaris not notice this? If this was a display of power, wouldn't he have felt it?
Should have.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was sleeping.
or he didn't
I'm-
care.
Golvaris is a little far from here. Like it's
5
not like-
miles.
yeah, it's like 6 7 miles. Right? Like I mean, we're still around his mountain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
near
we
it,
were only
really.
we were only 5 miles from the entrance when we found
But-
the cave.
Maybe it just doesn't. It's also underground, so
Yeah.
maybe it just doesn't affect him.
I don't know. This terrifies me that so much of this happened and no one noticed, except somehow the Underking.
Well, I'm sure the
Well, he
Underking has
trades
some
with
sort
them.
of connection with them. Yeah.
This
so
is
it's
the
like-
Well, the Underking only noticed because the communication dropped out.
Yeah, so he has some sort of connection with these guys.
He didn't notice what happened. He noticed what stopped happening.
Yeah.
And I bet the dragon doesn't care about down here either.
Unless the dragon's partially behind this.
That's also an option.
I think
Well,
really the only avenue we have is to go and talk to the girl.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
This is too quiet for the dragon, I think, though.
No.
The dragon's
He
a
would
little
make a show.
ostentatious. He would definitely make a show of it. He's basically a bard.
But worse, dare I say.
Hey.
So we should make our way back to where we would meet Starlight and wait
Camp
for her.
out for the night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright.
we're still in the market, right? Sean?
Well,
No.
the,
Wait,
weren't
what
we
did you
heading
ask?
towards-
No, we were up in the tunnels, and she was
Oh.
lurking around.
Yeah, we left the market.
Because I was still looking for, like, metal. Like, everyone took
Oh,
the
I thought
valuables.
you meant that was. I thought you meant that was up in the tunnels. You were looking for metal. I'm sorry.
No. I was looking in the market.
The market
Oh.
seems like everything has degraded.
Picked clean.
Okay.
It's to uselessness.
Even metals? Raw ore?
Yeah. Raw ore has like pitted holes into it.
Oh.
What in
That's a
the
different
actual fuck?
Massive
Language.
energy release. It's all.
Yeah.
Well, that as well as remember, most drow equipment dematerializes in sunlight,
Yeah.
so
That
it's
too.
very very possible you know,
Did
whatever.
something hit this with the power of a sun?
Or
Possibly.
this equivalent damage.
Or UV rays. Not that I know that, but I know that.
Radiant damage!
Radiant damage.
Yeah, radiant damage.
Well,
that's
if
a
we're
clever pun, actually. I like that.
well, if we're gonna camp out somewhere and wait for Starlight tomorrow, does it have to be down here?
No.
Well,
Oh,
no, it
let's-
could be.
Let's get out from the underground.
Actually,
I think we should definitely camp at the entrance to the cave, though.
Believe it or not, I think we might actually be safer down here than right next to Golvar's mountain.
I think we're actually pretty much safe anywhere thanks to this trickery.
That's true. Yeah, we have the hut.
I mean, until dispel magic comes into play.
But
Same
at that point, we
team.
know this
Doesn't feel good, does it, asshole?
Fuck you, you started this.
Oh.
All right. We're gonna set up camp and wait
Coat
for.
and
Starlight.
trickery make an Arcana check.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We stood still too long, guys. I knew it.
Yay! Let's fight
Yeah,
something.
that didn't work.
Aw.
Do I?
Oh.
Look,
Oh,
hey,
dear.
do I have advantage for noticing the ground zero crater earlier?
No.
Do I have advantage for having fabulous red hair?
Hey.
No.
Oh.
Trickery, you catch a very minor feeling. Coat doesn't notice it at all, but you barely faintly
Fucking
catch
oblivious.
it. Something just used magic in the city.
Oh.
Guys, my magic sense is tingling.
Yeah,
Alright,
we're in a
spider
perfect
trap.
vacuum. Magic should
Um,
beacon like the sun.
So she said you said you heard magic or you felt magic, right?
Yeah,
You're-
because you're in an area where magic is essentially dead, like there's like no magic whatsoever.
Any sort of magic.
Because
there.
you any sort of magic just sort of stands like a beacon right now.
Okay.
Do I know
so
which
can
direction this beacon is?
It's closer to the temple.
I recast detect magic.
All right.
Where am I finding this thing? Can Trick kind of like point me in the right direction and
You cast detect magic and you see that there is something magical occurring. I'd say like a block away from the Temple of Lolth.
How far are we away from the temple?
You're on the outskirts of the city, so you
Run.
got a little.
I go
ways.
that way? Run now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trick
Send
takes
the
off,
bird!
run-
Send the
Alright.
bird!
We take
No,
off.
we're all going. We don't go alone. Go.
We're all
No,
there.
send the bird to
I-
scout!
I dash. I
All
run.
right.
I'm going to.
Me too.
Sword drawn.
You're out.
It's
You
I-
each draw your weapons and move over and begin to just hurl yourselves into a full run. Before you turn the corner, weapons drawn at the ready, and you discover a trio of Warforged standing there, each of them wielding large swords and shields, except for one of them which has a large hammer on his back. Each of them, they turn to face you. The sword and shield ones sort of stand at the ready up before the one with the large maul on his back raises a hand and goes, "So the sense was correct.
I hold my
You
hand up
are
to hold
here."
us. Alright.
I look to Lord Arcanus.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
think
look-
all
I look at-
Yeah.
And he's a-
I step
the
forward
Undercity
and
City.
ask, did the king send you?
As he steps forward, you can see this is Breaka
Yeah.
from the guard. He goes, "Yes, it had been some time, and the king was curious. He had asked. Well, initially he was going to simply send a few to collect your heads, but I convinced him that you are noble and honorable individuals. I am merely here to ascertain. Well, quite frankly, since we are where I think we are, I believe you have accomplished your goal."
We've scoured the city and found
We
disturbing
have information.
information.
That's about it.
Hey, this guy doesn't have a reward. Let's play that close to the hip and then take it back with us on our own.
Wait.
Our orders were returned back to the king anyway. We don't need to give him shit.
Actually, he just said that.
We had
You know-
information.
Right. He said he was looking forward to our hearing of our progress.
And he heard of it somehow.
Yeah.
Or he got tired of waiting.
Or this is how he hears of our progress, is sending spies out to make sure we're doing it.
Yep.
True.
No, this doesn't. None of this sits right with me. I don't
Nope.
say this out, but
Nope.
all right.
Brika seems to just sort of give an odd feel over his bald head before he goes, "You will come with us."
Does he have like an orb of teleportation or something like that?
He pats on his pack. "There is a way for us to get back. You will come with us. You will not be harmed."
How are we to refuse?
Mix is like, okay, early ride home.
We'll just have to make sure and tell our ride not to come get us.
Yep.
All right.
The two guards relax and sheath their swords before standing at attention. Before Brika pulls out a small orb and says, "Gather around. When I break this, it will deliver us to our destination."
Alas, poor orb. I knew
Okay.
you well.
Let's go.
Is there anything you require in this quiet area? How disturbing.
We know.
Nick,
We're good.
Nick kind of mumbles under her breath, "You have no idea."
So these guards are what triggered like my magic sense. Like, we know that for
I
sure.
think so. Yeah.
Them appearing, they seem to be in
Oh,
the right
true.
spot.
Yeah,
I
they
think
vamped
they
in.
cracked an orb to get
Okay.
here.
I was confused.
Yeah, they vamped in is what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, then let's go.
The lead Warforged nods before cracking the orb in his hand, and once more you feel a pulling sensation before you sort of blink and reappear. Looks like in an antechamber within the castle of the Undercity.
Fascinating.
The Brika shakes off and just seems to shudder for a moment and goes, "I will lead you to the king. He eagerly awaits your progress."
So we keep hearing.
He nods, and the three escort you to the throne room, where the king... Around him, you can see that it appears certain negotiations did not go well. As you walk in, two illithids, one of them missing his head, are being dragged out of the room.
Nice.
Boardroom meetings.
All right,
Oh man,
I
it's
shoot
a
a
shame he
glance.
couldn't keep his head.
I shoot a glance at Coat before we get where we're going.
I'll behave.
Thank you.
The king turns and looks to you, flashing his fanged smile, and says, "You have done well. You've honestly did something that I didn't expect. I was sure based off of your friend that you would be defiant to the end. And I do so hate wasting a good resource. However, I do believe I owe my friend there a pay raise. But what have you to tell me about the Silent City?"
Mix.
No, I'm not doing it.
Nix does a bow and
Don't ask questions.
starts to explain how the city is completely silent and devoid of any life, and how it radiates out from the city. And also about the wolves that left marks on the bodies, but no indication of any live wolves in the city.
Don't forget the mile of corpses.
Oh yeah, and the mile of corpses.
The king sits in silence before he leans forward and says, "Then it really has started. How disappointing."
Don't ask questions.
I will permit you to ask 2 questions.
Huddle.
Think carefully.
Yeah, huddle.
How about one of the...
Uh,
I'm
These are not-
talking as a person, not as a player.
no. We all activate our cuffs and start whispering to each other.
How about
so-
asking what's starting?
Yeah, I'm
that's
kinda
a good
So
curious
one.
that's the
what's
first
starting.
one. Should we save the second one until we learn?
Yeah, let's hear the answer
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, let's hear that.
It's a
Go ahead,
double
Nick.
dare.
Go ahead, Nix.
Oh god, I'm spokesperson now. Nix
I've already gotten in trouble.
Nix turns to the king and asks, "What exactly is starting?"
There are some who say the Sovereign War ended when they had their little accident, sealed themselves away. The war was merely held in place, in time, frozen for eons. And so, with their harbingers, they're attempting to escape. Pulling their influence, trying to accomplish their main goals once again. Honestly, it's a little sooner than I expected, but I've seen the Corruptor around.
Huddle.
Indeed, huddle.
I think that's the second question.
Is he done
Do
talking?
we want to know about the? I think he's playing the pronoun game with us to get us to
Yeah,
waste
I
our
think-
questions.
Was
I think
was
he's-
he done talking though?
Yeah, he was done.
Okay.
We've heard of the. This is huddled.
Yeah.
We've heard of the Corruptor before.
Oh, damn.
Have we? I don't remember.
I mean, we could fancy a guess that we've already met him.
Is he the guy in the cloak?
I
He
don't
was
know.
he was probably the guy who offered the devil's deal to Tristan.
Are the guys on the thrones the sovereigns?
That's what I
As
thought.
far as we're aware, there's 4 of them,
Okay.
and there's 4 thrones, so I think so.
Wait, what did he just call this guy? I'm sorry. The what?
The
Corruptor.
Corruptor.
He's seen the Corruptor.
So, which question should I ask?
I don't know what to ask.
Oh man,
I mean, that's about
I never thought 2 questions would be this stressful.
You've
We
never
have
taken
nothing
an
else.
essay test, have you?
we have nothing else we need to ask, so I'd say ask about the Corruptor.
No, but what should I ask about the Corruptor? I think we have to be careful about this.
Yeah, how we phrase this is gonna merit how little information we get.
I mean, asking.
I mean, we know
who
the
or what.
Corruptor is trying to wake the Sovereigns. Do we ask how we stop him?
I'm not sure if this is the person who would know, other than just saying beating it to death.
But I
well.
feel like if
Yeah,
we know,
he may not know how to defeat it.
yeah,
that
if
may
we
be
know
part of
what
the problem.
it is,
How were they frozen the first time?
that's a good one too. Oh my god.
Wait, the champion. The
Yeah,
book
oh,
talked
right.
about how
Oh
the
my
gods
God.
blessed people.
Oh my god.
The gods basically did it.
Okay.
There's too
Okay,
many
so-
questions for just 2.
Yeah.
What do I ask?
I don't know.
Do we want to know how we stop it?
Or how do we
I don't
track him?
I think we'd rather have information about what it is, because then we could figure out how to stop it ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Anything we can learn about this fucker that we can find him and hunt
We need
him.
to we
the
need to ask a
better.
question that we know he knows the answer to.
Well, I was
Yeah.
just wondering if we ask what he's likely to do next, we may have a bit of an advantage.
Right, but we can't fight a guy who can stop time.
And
Wait
we
a minute.
also-
Wait a minute. If he's seen the Corruptor, we have to assume it's through that darkened eye because there's no way he's left the Undercity to physically look upon someone. So
I mean-
maybe we should ask him all he's seen about it.
I feel like we'll just get more pronouns.
Probably.
Yeah, right, we're getting run around that pronoun game real
You know
hard
what?
right now.
Our notes on this fucker are blank. I will take the pronouns.
What do you mean pronouns? What?
Like he's saying he instead of identifying who.
Yeah, he's
a lot.
specifically dancing around, using his words to dance around the topic,
Oh.
to get us to burn questions, which is what he just did with the what starts again. We could have assumed it was the Sovereign War, but we had no way to know that.
Oh.
So he's dancing on us right now.
So,
Well, it's better than nothing.
I just want to point out,
Yep.
I don't know if this will affect our
It's
decision.
basically nothing.
Wait, what are you saying, Vlad?
Okay, I want to point this out. I don't know if it'll affect our decision, but we do know that Krieg knows at least something about this. So we should probably ask him what we think we can't get out of anyone else, right?
Hmm.
Oh god.
I wouldn't know how to
Should-
phrase that.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay,
I would
just
like to know more about this Datho.
Wait a minute. Should I go completely off topic and ask how he got corrupted?
He said he was tempted.
Yeah,
So-
he was tempted and tainted. That was the word he
And
used.
tainted, yeah.
But do we
Should I ask
want to
about
know
that?
how that happened?
Do we think it will
Well,
be?
it sounds like he's already had a relationship with the corruptor.
Yeah, I think we're down to Corruptor or Datho, and
Honestly, we could probably ask Krieg about Datho. We should probably ask this guy about the corruptor.
We're not getting shit out of Krieg. We're not getting shit.
No, you're not getting shit out of Krieg. We should ask this guy about the corruptor. We've got information on Datho already. The
All right.
corruptor is basically our peer threat right now.
Okay.
and we're not done with that book either, right?
Nope.
So
No, I'm
No,
not even like a third of the way through the damn thing.
okay, so Corruptor then?
Yeah.
Well, just make sure you don't ask something that's a yes or no question because
Yeah.
that's one fact. Ask like about something.
Ooh, make it a put multiple question or
No, he'll eat
No.
us. Are you
no,
crazy?
no, no,
not
no,
try
like
that, not try
or
that.
oh no, yeah, no, you got a point. This guy's a chicken.
I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase this question. yeah.
What can you tell us about the corruptor?
We
What-
need more information about the corruptor. What can you tell us?
Like, what do you know about the Corruptor is scary to me? Because he could just be like, I
Well,
know
but
it's
do we
bad.
want to know
Like-
about more of his physical appearance or what he's planning to do?
The
There's
plan would
evidence
be
we've
nice.
Already seen
I
the
think
Corruptor.
just lay out a blanket question, like a catch-all question, and see what we can catch in the net.
What can you tell us about the corruptor?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I feel like we're carefully trying to word a wish spell or something.
we
They
are.
are.
We are. This guy's been talking
All right.
about this since we started talking to him originally.
All right, Nyx turns back to the king. For our last question, what can you tell us about the corruptor?
He sits there silent for a few moments, his smile fading a little.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
1,000-yard stare gleams
The
in his eyes.
corruptor is the first of many harbingers.
Fuck.
Those who have accepted, pledged, and fully embraced their power. So many simply are fools, losing themselves to it, but the corruptor and his peers are leaders. They are the foothold, and the corruptor is the head. How many are there now? 5, 6, maybe 7. Each of them has their own moniker. The many, the hero slayer, the general, the hunter.
Shit.
You are being watched and measured, and one day you will be tempted like I was. Maybe if you were like me and said yes, you can hold on to your free will and this power. But let me warn you. That price never stops being paid. He leans back in his throne. I'll call upon you again. The war is coming. Though we are still in the early stages. The first attack is long off. He's setting his ground right now. Preparing everything so that when he can strike, it will be a dagger to the heart. One that cripples and destroys. When that happens, not if, but when, maybe we can counter, blunt their advance. But until then, be on your way.
We bow and walk out.
So I say this very carefully.
Yeah.
I say, well, Lord, we were also promised a reward.
You were, weren't you?
No, that's a statement. Yeah.
I have it in writing.
Don't worry. You will be taken care of.
Oh.
As we walk outside and get stabbed in the back.
He waves his hand and says, "Go. Your reward will be waiting for you."
Nyx bows and kind of subtly tries to herd certain members out of the room.
Good call. She's learning.
Hey! What are you pushing me for?
As we leave,
I get caught by the earlobe.
Artax takes like a deep breath out and just puts his hand on Nick's shoulder and says, "You did good." We keep walking.
Great talk, kid. 1 in a million.
Nyx, as soon as Nyx exits
Great
the room,
shot,
she
kid.
just
What a
sighs
good-
with relief.
Great talk.
Yeah.
Ledger pats Nyx on the back. Thank you for doing better than we did the first time. And she looks at Coat and says, "Thank you for using your head."
Hey, hello. I didn't say anything.
No, you didn't, but you were also smart enough not to say anything the first time until he'd killed it.
Yeah, but this time I didn't have to be held back. I almost said something last time.
That's true. She pats him
Yes.
on the head too and starts walking.
Okay. So, I AFK'd for like a second. I had to make a phone call. There were 7 of them.
There
Right.
may be as many as 7, between 5 and 7 now.
Okay. And these are the corruptors we're talking about, right? Or something else?
No, these
Corruptor
are the
and his
corruptors
peers.
made.
And his peers. Okay. What else did you guys learn about it?
Wait, I actually almost wrote it down verbatim.
There's the general,
I
the
wrote
hunter,
down-
and
You
the other.
you missed this. You missed the second question, or you missed both questions?
No, just the second and like the first. I don't even know if half, maybe.
Okay. The corruptor is the first of many harbingers.
Okay.
He and his peers are leaders, and the rest of the harbingers are kind of fools.
Okay.
And when he said there are about 5 to 7, he named a few of them: the many, the hero slayer, the general, and the hunter. The hunter we've heard of before.
We've heard of. Yeah.
The Crim mentioned him, but I don't know if the Crim is him or if the Crim answers to him. I thought it was that he answered to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, the Crim specifically, like, third person said it, and it wasn't like a dragon being like, "I'm the best." But,
Yeah, it was like he said, the Crim, the hunter said I couldn't kill you, but he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That was what we saw.
He left him in literal stitches.
Is
Metal
the Crim
stitches.
somebody different from the Cloaked Man?
The
Yes.
Crim is
Yeah.
that half metal thing that killed Talon's whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flow chart.
Yeah,
And
really.
I'm willing to bet the general is the guy in gold who's taking the Crossway next.
Gilgamesh?
Yeah.
You think Gilgamesh is the general?
I don't know.
If that vision is to be believed, he's desperate enough for power to do whatever it takes.
I don't doubt that. I was just
Yep.
wondering why him specifically, just because he has the army, you think?
He's the only general we know of.
Fair enough.
Unless they're going to talk about a metaphorical general.
Well, it's a title. It doesn't have to be literal. The hunter may not be a hunter.
I assume it means something to do with what they're doing. My fear is who's the many.
Yeah, that
Oh
was,
yeah, that's scary.
That could also be a leader of many.
That could
That's
also be
why I'm
Gilgamesh and his people. Because they've been pushing the
It could
front.
just be a very large army.
Yeah.
Or the
Nonetheless,
Black Mask. They've been
as
operating
much as
lately.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
The head of the Black
a
Mask. That would explain Amon's death.
Yeah.
He could
if
also be
they're
the
in-
general.
There's also we saw a darkly armored figure with the Duke of Reavers.
also, should we head back to home base and see if our reward is there?
Yeah,
Yes,
we should
I'm with
also
Shrek. What's our reward?
Someone should also message
Starlight.
Star.
Before
Yeah,
we
we're
leave,
gonna stop at the Tower of Elements to tell Starlight we don't need to be picked up. Check on the girl, and
then go back.
then go back. Yeah,
So before we
I-
leave, what's our reward?
it's
You-
waiting for us. We don't know where.
Well, I
You
assume
exit
outside
the area and you can see one of the Warforged comes up to you and just sort of like thrusts a sack into your hands.
Ooh.
It's like a small bag.
Oh.
And
it's
I
just like
open
for
it.
you, and just sort of gets back and moves to his post.
What a nice Valentine.
I say thank you, my good sir, and I flourish a bow.
He just sort of ignores you and goes back to his post.
Alright, peeking it.
Alright, what's
It's
the
not
bag?
rude if he's not looking.
You open up the bag and you can't really tell what's in it for a moment just because it's a little dark around you. Before you
I have
spill
double
it into
sight.
your I know you spill it into your hand and you reveal that it is a bag of gemstones.
Fungible
nice.
gems.
Looks like decently cut gemstones.
Oh,
Oh, let me take a look at those.
how many of these are decently cut gemstones?
There's about 30 to 50 in there.
I slap your hand away.
I don't think you see my hand.
Are any of no? Shut up! I slap your hand away. Are any of these fine gemstones that
They-
perhaps we
They
could
don't seem to be as good a quality as like the one Bajur gave you, but they seem sellable.
Okay, god damn it.
Sellable, not Kriegable.
Yeah, no, that's what I was looking for when I was slapping hands away.
We could probably trade the bag for a Krieg worth gem.
I don't think you saw my hand, honestly.
I think you have disadvantage for having to jump up to my level to reach the bag.
No, I don't think so.
No, Coat, it's perfect. He doesn't go for the bag. He cuts a hole in the bottom with a new bag and drains it out.
Yo, quit trying to.
I'll
what's
put
matter
the
with
bag
you?
of gems in the bag of holding until we can
Every
get it
fucking
appraised.
time.
All
I
right.
think
It's so
either
much
way,
fun.
the party has the money. Okay.
Yeah.
Slowly you make your way back up out of the city and into Crossway. Make your
How-
way over to the tower
Mhm.
where one of the wizards is standing guard at the night and just sort of starts when he looks at you and goes, Lord Alaban told me that you would be picked up later.
That's what we thought too. But change of plan.
We
get a-
caught a ride with someone.
May we speak with Alamand for a moment?
He nods. Alaban is up at his usual tower.
Thank you.
He lets you in. Eventually, you guys climb up the stairs where you open the door and you see Alamand is sleeping, pretty much. He's just in it on the desk. He's just on sitting in his chair sleeping. Whereas Starlight, in her normal guise, just sort of turns, looks at you, and says, "Well, this is certainly a surprise, but one that I can't say I didn't see coming in some way."
You saw us coming back a different way.
It's possible. You are very resourceful.
Yeah,
You can
you're
say
very resourceful.
How's the girl?
The girl is, well, she's asleep. She has apparently been up for several days and hungry, so I gave her a good meal and she's currently resting. She doesn't like being outside much, and I don't quite blame her. Being in the Underdark your entire life will cause sunlight to be very painful to you.
Understandable.
Can you send for us if you find out anything from her when she's more rested back to herself?
I can give you a few bits of information.
Oh.
Go on.
Yeah. SpongeBob.
There was a boy, one that she saw as she was she was chosen for her great potential in terms of connection to the divine.
Ah,
And we briefly walked by with her teachers to the slave auction, I believe.
Coke, the book.
There was a boy there, human, but something changed about him. Like the very darkness reached out and grasped him. And
So he
from
was
him sprang wolves. Wolves of black flame and red eyes.
Oh, shadows.
And that is when her teachers took her, hid her, and that is all she knows.
She doesn't know anything what happened to the hooded man that brought the boy in.
She didn't see a hooded man.
Didn't
She
she ask
saw-
about the hooded man?
Well,
She.
she mentioned the hooded man. Apparently, it was something that the clerics talked about. Maybe I can get more out of her based off of that conversation, but at the moment, that appears to be how it started.
Ground zero, huh?
Oh boy.
We can't use it. Might as well give it to her.
I mean, if we have everything we need from it, but would she even want it?
She wants information.
All right,
No.
we can show it to her. It's just she's
But-
not gonna.
It does nothing
How-
just sitting in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I feel like I'm yelling, but my voice is starting to deteriorate.
Which
All right,
which
go
book
back
are
to
you
type-
giving her?
The one that I found with the journal entry.
Okay, she takes the logbook, opens it, sort of flips through a few pages, and she sort of gives a
This is how we know about the cloaked man.
Yes, this is definitely going to be something to look into. In the meantime, I would recommend that you go to your inn. The innkeeper has been desperate to find you, it seems, since you left.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Gone
Alright.
a few hours.
Goddamn cliffhanger.
You've been gone a grand total of like 12 hours.
Okay. All right, we thank her. We leave. We make for the golem's arm.
Oh yeah.
I can't deal with any mother NPCs dying. Please. Please.
You go to the golem's arm and you can see you walk in, there are still the regulars there, but there's a lot of ashen faces, just sort of like shaken faces.
Okay.
What happened?
Tia is there, but Broskov is not. Tia waves you closer, moves to the basement. And in the basement, you see what looks like a long, sort of a long item, I would say, probably like a little longer than 3 feet. Probably more than that. I'm bad at judging distances, but a item that has been wrapped in a scarf.
I unwrap
A very
it.
familiar scarf.
Numenon. Oh no. Oh no.
Now I unwrap the scarf.
It is an arm with
Oh.
the words carved into it. I want what's mine back.
Oh my god. No.
Nyx immediately turns to Tarek. What did you take?
No, it's what we took, Nyx.
Can we tell whether like the arm was cut off like while he was still alive or dead?
Oh, I'll do
It
that.
seems like it was still quite bloody as it bled into the scarf.
Oh dear.
So he was either freshly dead or not so dead whenever it was taken from him.
Who took something?
Took something.
You don't remember what happened, do you?
You were there at the
Yeah, you
what
were
was
there.
it,
You just don't
Manticore fight?
remember.
When we jacked the Duke of Reavers.
Oh
Are
God.
we sure that's what he's talking about?
I
thought it was something from during the week off. I didn't realize it was this.
I mean, if it was Numenon, then
well,
it was
that could have
probably
just been because we live here. But yeah, you're right.
Numenon's been missing this entire week. I've been asking about him. Rascal hasn't seen him all week.
So okay, wait. So is this is a smaller arm, right?
Let's go storm the Duke of Reaver's place now.
Before we do that, this is. I just have to ask. This is a smaller arm. This is like almost definitely Numenon's arm, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is there a way to preserve it so we can reattach it when we get him back?
Magic.
Well, I'm asking if any of the magic users here have magic that can do that.
I don't. There is a ritual called like, something repose, gentle repose that I think can like preserve a corpse or other remains, but I don't know it.
I don't have it either.
I don't think I have anything like that.
It's a 6th level spell.
Oh,
It's a 2nd level ritual.
It's a 2nd
Someone
level ritual.
write it. Write a
I'm thinking
note. Send
reincarnate.
it back to the Tower of Elements, and we have to go get Numenon back now.
Just put the arm in a fucking icebox for right now, and let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Come on.
Fine. Go.
Actually, we don't even need the arm. We could just buy a regeneration spell for him later. Let's go.
Okay. Fine. Go.
The
All right.
man's bleeding.
Wait. Do we know where Broskov is at all?
Leave word with
Based
Tia.
off of the signs that Tia can give you, because she sort of has like a rudimentary sign language, that you can. Broskov is in his room. He's a little distraught.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, two of his best patrons got killed in the same week.
Leave word with Tia to let him know that we're gonna go fix this, and we go. Now. Right now.
Yeah.
Do we have? You guys know where we're going, though, right? Because
Yeah.
Oh, we know where we're going.
Yeah,
We know of the compound, yeah.
All right. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, let's go. Gotta save my buddy. Let's go.
This is what happens when you take a week off.
I roll initiative.
Oh God.
Fastball specimen right to the compound.
All head off. I'm going to guess into the night, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Don't
You guys
care.
all head off into the night. Getting ready to take back your friend.
You actually
See you
rolled
next
initiative.
week.
Don't you fucking... Oh my god.
Sean.
Didn't get to fight anything.
Ah,
But
I spent too long investigating.
We
We
learned
had-
too
no,
much.
he was gonna shut us off there either way.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone have to
Not
leave
gonna
this-
lie, because of what I was doing this past 2 weeks, I had no time for anything.
Yeah, this was supposed to give you more time to work on stuff, Sean. That kind of backfired.
Yeah, that completely backfired. It was fun, but it backfired.
Yeah. I mean, does anybody
Okay,
have to leave
well-
in the next hour? We could keep going.
In
No.
the next hour.
Well, Sean, what do you want to do? The only
I
thing
think
I actually need to do-
honestly, I'd rather give Sean time to prepare so we can actually have it.
I was getting... I basically knew where I was going to end this, and it was just a matter of slowly getting you guys over there.
Like, really slowly.
Until we took too slow and you sent another teleporter.
No, that was simply so I didn't have to wait.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
I'll
Till
be
next
prepared
week.
for next time.